a gummy bear.
It's the internet. You're busy. Let's do this for September 20th, 2023. For the next hour or so, let me help you sort through the world of gaming on Game S Mornings Live with me, Jeff Grubb. Today, Phil Spencer tries to clean up the Xbox leak, and Like a Dragon is coming very soon. But first, please join me in welcoming today's co-host of Game S Mornings. It's Lucy James, everybody. Lucy, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm tired, Jeff.
Okay, so like an alarm was going off, as in like was it like or a bell? Was like a bell?
You know what? I even took a little video.
Okay,
Took a little video. Hang on.
Is it picking up?
Hang on.
I'm not.
It might not because of Discord's noise dampening thing.
Discord won't allow it.
But
no,
it's just
we'll
like,
imagine it.
And I went to bed at like 10 last night, and so it was miserable. And I just lay awake, and then I woke up again at 2, and it was still going. Great.
Bananas. You're just kind of like waiting for the janitor to come out with like the little keys and go beep beep and turn it off and stuff. But
yeah,
that's rough.
Nothing. It was wild. But anyway, other than that, I'm good. Was in LA all last week.
Yes, you were. How was that?
So I played Spider-Man, and I can now finally say that I played Alan Wake, but I can't talk about that yet.
Okay.
But I can say that I played it. And I also played something else, a mystery game. You'll have to wait and see.
Well, eventually, one day you'll be able to talk about all three things that happened independent of one another in LA that same week.
Yes.
But right now, I mean, we talked a lot about Spider-Man with Tam on Bombcast, but I'm interested because I we've seen a lot of trailers for this, and we always come out of those trailers and those showcases in the state of plays being like, yeah, it looks like more Spider-Man. And no, I don't think anyone tries to mean that in a mean way. Tam even said that. He's like, it's hard to say that without sounding negative, but what else are they going to do with that? And that's kind of still what I want. And I know I'm going to be excited once I'm playing it. How did you feel when you got your hands on it?
So straight off the bat, Spider-Man as a character, he's not really ever been my favorite. I prefer my superheroes with a lot more mental illness. So I'm Batman, loyal. Whereas Spider-Man, I find him just a little too.
He's got diet mental illness, right? He's like just.
I mean, kind of.
He's working into it like slowly, like it's taking him time to really kind of break his psyche.
I could just see Jan go, he's just a boy. And he
did say that in chat.
He's cute. I don't know. So I don't know. I've never really connected to Spider-Man. I don't have a lot of touch points with Spider-Man. However, I did really enjoy Miles Morales, I guess more so than the original 2018 Spider-Man because it was a more shorter, contained experience.
Yes.
And I like Miles more than Peter because I like Miles's kind of like story more. I like the fact that he is so involved in his community more. Whereas Peter is just like, I think as well, I hate repetition. I've said this to you before, right? You know Will Ferrell's character in Austin Powers, how he can't bear being asked the same thing 3 times.
Yeah.
I can't do Spider-Man's origins again. I can't do that again. It feels to me just because
the Venom stuff. I'm like worried about that as well. I know they're gonna like mix it up, but it still is basically like hitting the notes, right? And I think I'm with you on that.
And I mean, I think I forgive Batman more because at least in the games they haven't really dug into it too much. They've kind of gone straight into the rogues gallery. Whereas with Spider-Man, because I don't know the lore as much, any references I'm just like, I kind of hang on to a little bit more. Anyway, that's a very belabored point to say that I'm not really a big Spider-Man fan. I'm sorry. However, yes, it is more Spider-Man. And again, I mean that in a good way because the 2018 game was fantastic. Controls really well, looks incredible. They have all this new lighting tech, so it looks so nice. They're leaving PS4 behind, right?
Yes.
This is PS5 only.
That's right.
So, I don't know, definitely going to get the benefits of that. It looked really nice. The one big issue that I had was I find the game very difficult to, like, at a glance, pass everything because it's so busy. And it's like, I would worry about that going forward, especially because stuff gets really hairy very, very quickly in that game.
Sorry,
Jan is covered with hairs.
Jan just put a title up. Lucy doesn't like Spider-Man, and then parentheses the character. And then, yeah, I'm glad that you got a chance to play it and kind of like that's. You did enjoy it.
Enjoyed what I play. I did enjoy what I play. It's not as hot for me on the list of games that are coming out in October because of that. Like, I will play it, but I'm not just like, oh my god, yeah. But anyway,
no, you're gonna be.
I just
like wrist deep in Alan Wake, right? In October, hopefully.
Wrist deep.
I don't know.
Get out.
You gotta really just get in there. Yeah,
I'm
absolutely. Just take a sip there and move on. Move along here.
Anyway, so I don't know. It was good. I liked it. As I say, they're also like, it's quite funny that they've got the wingsuit, and I'm just like, oh, you're just going for the full Batman thing, huh?
Jen, what is that?
Jen, what is that gif?
It's the biggest fucking gif I've ever seen in chat. What is happening?
Why do I look so fresh-faced? Why am I wearing the same hoodie?
Is this a new emote? Oh my god! Chat is fucking insane now. For audio listeners, there is the biggest chat emote ever of Lucy James.
Jesus.
It's like 1,280 by 1,280.
So big.
The most HD shit. And she's just waving. Everyone stop. You can see that. It says 10. Okay, that's good stuff. All right, so the other thing that's happening is review embargo is up for Cyberpunk 2077. The Phantom Liberty?
The Phantom Pain.
The Phantom Pain. Yeah. I played a little bit of this, mostly because I'm like, I want to get some use out of this 4090 and see that path tracing. Boy, that looks good.
Path tracing. My OLED TV arrived. I have plugged my 4090 in over there. Thank you, NZXT. And holy shit.
It's
a
here.
good-looking game.
Ray tracing is actually kind of here now. So path tracing, real quick for people that don't know, most of that ray tracing you've seen in games is going to be reflections, maybe some ambient occlusion stuff, maybe just a few other like tiny little effects. Really, the whole idea behind ray tracing, though, eventually is global illumination. The whole world is getting treated, it's having its light treated as if it was a real object moving through a space. And you can do global illumination. So a light bounces out of a room, hits an object, takes on its color, then bounces off of that, and so on a couple of times. We've had that in a couple of games, but even in those games, it never looked the best. And it didn't look as good as rendered lighting from an artist, or if it did, it looked like about even. And the promise was always like, hey, this is going to be the next gen of lighting tech. This is going to be better lighting. And it's like, well, we'll see. And now with NVIDIA DLSS 3.5, they have this new denoising tech that really does amplify the effect of ray tracing. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty is the first game to use that. And when I was playing it, I was pretty blown away. I am very impressed now with this effect. Now, it's one game so far. So again, I'm not going to tell you to go out and go get a 4090 or a 40 series card just for this stuff. But after 5 years of being promised ray tracing, to see it in effect and actually deliver was pretty cool. And then I started playing the game, and there's some good set pieces in there. I like a lot of the stuff that they're doing. I think that this is a game that if you enjoyed Cyberpunk, the base game, they really distilled it down to the stuff you're going to enjoy even more here, I think. I don't know. You played a lot more of this, and you seem to really enjoy it. So what'd you think?
I loved the original Cyberpunk. I love spies and thrillers. Yep.
This is very much a political thriller too, isn't it? Like it starts with a plane crash with the president of the United States, or the new United States.
The only bad thing I can say about it, and I feel uniquely able to comment on this, because I have a fucked up accent. Idris, be British or be American. Stop swapping in the middle of a fucking sentence. I know how hard it is, and I do it all the time. My accent is terrible, but it's just when all of your attention is on Idris Elba, I'm just like, mate, you are taking me all across the Atlantic. I am going on a journey with you. Anyway,
Idris Elba lives on an island by himself in the middle of the Atlantic, and that's just what happens. That's what happens to accents there.
Yeah. But anyway,
I've not
it's
met
awesome.
Idris yet, so yeah, I'm curious to see what that's like. But
Oh, you are so early.
I'm really early.
Okay.
Yes, I'm still in that first like set piece basically.
There is a set piece in there that like, I'll just say it's a party where the whole approach to that level and then actually doing it, I was giggling because they've nailed it so much. I really, really like it.
Yeah, I don't like if you like. I think people are over those E3 demos of Cyberpunk at this point, where it's like, hey, you're gonna go and you're gonna have this chance to like work out the situation however you want, and the game's gonna respond. And the Cyberpunk 2077 turned out was never actually that game.
No.
It is a bunch of pretty good writing in a world that looks really nice with some characters that animate and look really well, and then on top of that, it's like a pretty fun action game. And then for me, it's like, okay, well now if you can have something that is like just is a DLC that focuses on all that stuff, and that seems like what they've made, that's the ideal form of this. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. Now, I mean, GameSpot's review is out.
10 out of 10, baby.
10 out of 10. So just love that stuff. So and you're like 8-9 hours into the game? The DLC?
13.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's bigger than I thought it was going to be.
That's huge.
Also, the only elephant in the room is can't publish footage that we've captured until Monday.
Yeah, we're still embargoed on our footage. We were going to do a quick look, Lucy and I, and then so we're kind of figuring out when we can pull that off. But right now it's like they have B-roll footage. I think if you're either seeing people who broke embargo accidentally, almost certainly without knowing it, because it was buried in some documentation that you couldn't do this, or you're seeing the same B-roll. So I'm looking forward to the Digital Foundry going over the tech and stuff. But I'm very excited to see.
It looks incredible.
Yes, it really does.
It looks great. I don't know why they've done that, honestly, but you know, it looks great. It plays well. Like all the changes, like to the skill tree, the way that like it rewards you just for doing stuff, which is kind of the thing that I love about, you know, games like Wolfenstein, where it just kind of reinforces behaviors in you really cleverly. The way you can respec anywhere, anytime. The new music is great. Dogtown is fun. If there is there's a place you can go. There's some like really, really fun. Like the side gigs are really good. I'm just like basically gushing about it now, but I also have a Blade Runner tattoo. So yeah, of course I'm gonna love something in a dark.
It's good that it's good that it
future. But it's like I really enjoyed Cyberpunk at launch. I did not have. I played it on a PS5 on a disc PS5 using a disc with a PS4 version, and I did not have
that was like
many issues at all.
In terms of console play, that was like the ideal way to play it, right?
Yes,
the backward compatible PS4 version on PS5.
Yes, and now playing on PC, and like I haven't played the console versions of 2.0 and Phantom Liberty, can't speak to him. But like, yeah, it's the tits, guys. It's really good. That's all I got for you.
We'll have more coverage of it for sure. I'm excited to play more. Although I got so much to play, but I did enjoy what I played of it so far.
My RSI has been very, very bad recently as well, which is really shit.
You doing stretches and stuff or what? Like,
yeah.
I'm like, always kind of worried about it. All right. Let's explain what we do here. Most weekdays, I, Jeff Grubb, will help piece your gaming life back together. That includes breaking news and maybe even some of our own original reporting. For all these topics, I'll get the input of a bona fide expert who will make me look smart. If you were watching live on Twitch, welcome. You can always listen to the show later on podcast feeds by searching for Game Mess Mornings or find the RSS on giantbomb.com. You can also catch the show later with chapters and timestamps on YouTube. Hello, YouTube.
But not hello YouTube right now, live.
Not hello YouTube live. That's right. Hello YouTube later. Okay, we have a lot to get into, so let's start the morning mess with Xbox boss Phil Spencer addresses Microsoft mega leak. Here's what Spencer told employees. This comes from Arnaud van de Vel. Did you see that name? Am I anywhere close to that? Probably not. They're at WCCF Tech.
Arnaud?
Arnaud van de Vel. I'm like leaving off the DE at the end.
Yeah.
All right. Xbox boss Phil Spencer has addressed that Microsoft mega leak through both a memo to employees and publicly on Twitter. As most of you will know by now, a lot of internal Microsoft/FTC documents were leaked over the weekend. And yesterday, after internal files were attached to a single publicly published document and not correctly hidden afterward, following the leak, the FTC issued a statement that it wasn't responsible for the leak, and the judge overseeing the case also clarified it was Microsoft who provided the link for the files. Information that was leaked includes details on the Xbox Series X revision, as well as Microsoft's next-gen console, alongside remasters of Fallout 3 and Oblivion, a whole bunch more. We talked a bunch about this on the Bombcast yesterday. In a memo emailed to employees, as obtained by Tom Warren over at The Verge, shout out to Tom, Microsoft, this is for internal employees at Microsoft. Phil Spencer has now addressed the massive leak, saying that although this is utterly disappointing, many documents are more than a year old, and the company's plans have evolved since then. As expected, Spencer also said that the leak shouldn't have happened in the first place. A similar, somewhat shorter message has also been posted on Twitter by Spencer, where he said, "We've seen the conversation around the old emails and documents. It is hard to see our team's work shared in this way because so much has changed, and there's so much to be excited about right now and in the future. We will share real plans when we are ready." Lucy, I'm of the opinion that this isn't that big of a deal. I think in like a couple of weeks, we're like, no one's really going to be talking about this anymore. And in like a month or so, no one's even going to be thinking about it anymore. Because there's just not that much scandalous in there. There's not that, like, sure, people will reference it, but it's just not that big a deal. But I don't know. Do you share that opinion?
Oh, the emails?
Yeah, the leaks.
Or the leak itself.
The leak. Well, yeah, the contents.
The leak itself.
The contents of the
fucked.
leaks.
Contents of leaks. No, they're fucked. Expectation has now been set. People are going to be unbearable about the Microsoft lineup for the next 3 years.
Yeah, but it's like the timing on all that stuff is already so. I mean, there's like a couple of games in there. There's like a Doom Day One,
Dishonored 3.
There's like what else? The Fallout 3 remake. Yeah, but this is going to get asked about that. But like a lot of those things are also. We heard about the Oblivion remake already. These things are pretty predictable. I don't know. I think. Maybe in terms of like the hardware revisions, like, oh, here you're not going to have a Pro, but Phil Spencer's been saying that, so I don't know. I don't see the negative side here really. Not at least. Obviously, there's some negatives to like having your stuff blown out there and aired out for everybody, and for stuff to be completely criticized without having the context of like all of the emails that were around it. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem that scandalous.
It's not scandalous, no, but it is going to impact them going forward, like in terms of their relationship with the community, because the community is going to be like, well, you did this and now you're doing that. Like, it's going to be something that no one's going to win.
That's true.
I agree that it's not going to like, fuck Xbox. Like, overwhelmingly, the sentiment was like, oh, holy hell, we're getting Dishonored 3, we're getting a Fallout remake, let's fucking go. But at the same time, it's just like, stuff is secret for a reason, especially in game development where things change.
Right.
Things are going to slip, for sure. Things might get cancelled, but because they've been on that dock, they're going to get asked about it.
You're right.
It's going to be
that would be especially
annoying.
bad for something like Dishonored 3, right? If we go like 2 or 3 years without hearing about Dishonored 3, at a certain point, you're correct. The fandom for that series and for Xbox in general, it would be like, well, what about that? It's been forever. It's been forever. And Microsoft's like, we never publicly confirmed that, but you're right.
Yeah.
The audience will still remember the leak for sure.
I was gonna say you're asking for nuance on the internet in 2023, and I just maybe it's just I've been online for too long. I just fundamentally don't believe it exists anymore.
Yeah, that's completely fair. In terms of like how this affects Microsoft's relationships with partners, right? You think they get, like you think like Nintendo's frustrated that, hey, why are you talking about buying us in this email? That's mad. It makes us mad. Probably not. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think Nintendo's gonna give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't think Valve's gonna give a shit. They're like, oh no, we're multi-billion-dollar corporations who are doing fine. But I mean, I can't speak for them, but it's kind of a compliment if a company like Xbox and Microsoft is wanting to buy them. I don't think that's gonna be. I also don't think it's malicious to say that in business either. To be like, oh yeah, we want to buy.
Yes,
I want to buy someone.
These companies talk about buying things all the time.
All the time.
And the other companies are well aware of that. Like, I mean, Microsoft's mergers and acquisitions like team has ongoing relationships with all these other companies and probably reaches out to them all the time, kind of talk like just, putting out feelers or whatever. And that's there's nothing malicious there, and everyone sort of understands it. Yeah. I think Nintendo would probably still be like, laugh them out of the room, just like they did back in like whatever, or the early 2000s when Microsoft went to Nintendo's like, hey, we want to buy you. Nintendo's like, that's very funny. Now leave. But that Microsoft also was like, recognizes that that's what happens too. Like you say you're going to buy someone and they don't want to be bought, they can laugh at you. So it's like, yeah, it's all just part of doing business, and not that strange as well.
The most upsetting thing from the emails though?
Please.
Discovering that Phil Spencer is a :parentheses smiley face guy.
Oh,
that's gonna haunt me.
I don't. Yeah, you know what? I do think that's a generational divide, right? The dash in there, because like you're probably thinking like the proper way is : parentheses, right? No dash.
No dash.
We don't need a nose.
No, I don't. Oh, yeah. Hang on. Dan City has correctly written the worst emoji, the worst smiley face emoji, which is the : upward.
Yeah.
Like upward pointy nose and then the smiley face.
Yes, I definitely dislike that one.
I hate that.
Yeah.
But it takes me back to like the Nokia 3330s or the 3310s, which is,
Were those the ones that were built into that where you could just like pull them up from a menu? Yeah. Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like that's like getting some of the candid conversations and seeing how these people actually communicate. That's been somewhat more interesting than any of the other details. I mean, listen, I'm excited about.
Have you been mentioned in anything?
No, thankfully not. Thankfully, I mean, not in these emails, because this is all like FTC stuff that related to the Activision acquisition.
Grubb.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I definitely had conversations at PAX where it's like, yeah, your name comes up. Okay. Okay, bye. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I think that like, hey, a new Xbox controller with the haptics that makes the sound and stuff. I want to get that, but that's probably next year. They'll talk about when they talk about it. And I think a revised Xbox Series X without a disc drive, I'll be interested to see how they message that, how they position their whole lineup. I mean, there is, all these things came from slides that have all these details, and it's like, okay, I see what they're going for here with all this stuff. Like the lineup for the mid-gen devices is going to be Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, and then the other Xbox Series X that doesn't have the disc drive. So they're going to keep a disc drive Xbox Series X out there. But there's been some like backlash. People like, hey, they are now trying to do the thing where they're forcing people to go all digital. Do you get the sense of that? Because I definitely get the feeling like, yeah, they are trying to be a little bit more aggressive about that, especially when they're talking about their next gen plans, where it's like, hey, we're going to have the power of the cloud is coming back, and we're going to have browsers that we're going to call Xbox going forward. I don't know. Do you get that sense?
Well, shouts to Reb Valentine and shouts to Lexi for this, but like the court documents are revealed that 75% of Xbox Series owners are Series S owners.
Yes, that's right.
I did not know that.
Well,
Holy shit.
It's like the Series S is very popular in places outside the United States. Like the Series X does pretty well in the United States, but everywhere else, people are getting the Series S as like a secondary thing to go along with their PlayStation. That they talk about that in the UK sales chart all the time. Dring's like, hey, like this game sold way better physically on the PlayStation than on Xbox, but Xbox games in the UK are mostly digital at this point. Like that's where almost all of the sales are happening. So they're kind of making it happen anyhow. So I think it's not too surprising that an all digital Series X will come. Do you think that Microsoft would do the thing that PlayStation is reportedly doing, where they'll have a external disk drive that you can plug in like USB?
I would love that.
Yeah,
I don't know if they will do it, but I would genuinely love that.
I think that's the right answer.
Just actually put your money where your mouth is and show that you care about being able to support boxed copies of games. Yes, exactly. Some of us still like physical media. You know what I did last night?
What'd you do last night? Built
another shelf, baby, to put my knickknacks on, to put my trinkets on. Anyway, some of us still like it. Anyway.
Let's see. I'm taking a look at some of these other documents here real quick. There we go. I don't know. We talked a lot about this on the Bombcast, but like just kind of picking out stuff like, hey, they're not going to do a handheld device themselves, but they're talking about, hey, that is something that we want to support, so they're going to keep supporting third-party companies that are making those devices. That's something I think we've already seen come to fruition with them supporting Asus for the Roger Ally, and I think they're going to probably keep going with that, which is probably the right move. And then, yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about an Xbox that's a cylinder? That's another thing. That was a sticking point for Jan.
Oh, one that looks like my Alexa.
Yes, exactly. It really does. Wow, it looks exactly like that.
I can't say it because she'll hear.
Alexa, buy an Xbox. Sorry, I just want to set it off for everybody.
Well, my own personal thing is that I don't mind. It looks nice, but I can't fit it in my TV unit. And also, now that I'm PC, I don't know if I need it.
Yeah, you know what?
Nice. I don't know.
That's why they're not doing a Pro, right? Because there is a Pro Xbox and it's the PC. Because every game that could like run better, you could just, if that's what you care about, get a PC instead, right? I mean, so it makes sense. I just then I guess like I always wonder, you know, once you have people on an Xbox console, they're in your ecosystem, and then everything that they're doing is making you money if you're Microsoft. The same is not true when they're building a PC. In fact, you're losing out on most of that because most of that's happening through Steam and not the Xbox Game Store. But we'll see how they execute this. This is all stuff that is maybe a year or more away.
I know it's 8:30. We're still on the first story, but can I just say that I'm not stoked with? I turned on my PC this morning. And you know how you have the wallpapers that it goes through, and I have mine selected to be the nature stuff. You know what it was when I turned my PC on this morning, Grubb?
What?
Starfield. They changed my desktop wallpaper to be Starfield.
Line stepping.
And I was like, no, I don't like that. I also don't have Starfield on this PC.
So okay, huh? What was it? It was just a random Starfield image, right?
It was the key art.
That is very cheeky, I think is the word.
Cheeky is the word.
Okay, well, I've never seen them do anything like that before, but if they were going to do it with a game, it probably was going to be this one.
I just wanted my pictures of my puffins.
Of course. Man, those puffins come up on mine all the time, and my daughter loves trolling everyone in the house, but being like, look at those penguins. She knows they're puffins, but she's like, those are penguins, and then she laughs because everyone gets mad. Like, no, those are puffins.
I got attacked by a puffin once.
Who won?
Not me. I think they were pretty...
Another win for the puffins. All right, let's move along here.
Let's move on.
Real quick, here's some sense of how much money Microsoft pays for day one Game Pass launches. This is one where we didn't get much into yesterday on the Bombcast. This is from Eddie McCoo at GameSpot. The big Xbox document leak has revealed many things that Microsoft never intended to be made public, and one of those is how much money Microsoft might pay a publisher to bring games to Game Pass on launch day. Game Pass getting day one new releases is a major perk and incentive to encourage people to sign up and stay subscribed, and Microsoft might pay top dollar for this. Xbox Vice President Sarah Bond sent an email to Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer and Xbox CFO Tim Stewart, among others, detailing what it might cost to secure major third-party games coming to Game Pass on launch day. It's important to note that the prices mentioned below are not actual prices paid by Microsoft, but basically estimates. Some of the numbers included, let's see here, Lego Star Wars, $35 million, Dying Light 2, $50 million, Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be $5 million per month, and that wouldn't have been day one. Let's see here. Baldur's Gate 3, $5 million. And then, let's see, they were going to pay, or they thought they would have to pay $300 million for something like Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and $250 million for Suicide Squad. So $5 million for Baldur's Gate 3, $250 million for Suicide Squad. That sounds right to you, right, Lucy?
Good Lord.
Now, again, these are like internal estimations. Like,
yeah, and also, when is this from? When is this email from?
Yes, this is at least more than a year ago.
This must be before everyone saw.
1,000,000%. In fact, Larian, someone from Larian came out and was like, yeah, this is not strange to us. We totally get this. Everyone thought this. We kind of thought this.
Yeah, it was Michael said that, and then Sven posted, "I'd love to see him to talk with that analyst or something."
Yes.
Fantastic.
That's what like it is. It's just some analyst who looks at a million of these games and tries to work backward from some theoretical model and to come up with a number. And you know,
GTA 5, 12 to 15 million per month.
per month. Yes, exactly.
Oh my god, that game is 10 years old. Fucking hats off to Rockstar, man. Honestly, they did what everyone is desperately trying to do, and they did it 10 years ago.
Okay.
Insane.
Yeah, like what? Okay, so that came out
Online,
in 2013, right? So yeah, okay, so
but, Heists were the year after. Because when did online launch? Online wasn't there.
no, I think it was there at launch. It was super busted in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Some people are like, I'm waiting, and then like a couple months later, they got their shit together. It's so like 10 years ago is like a game that's still super relevant, like GTA 5 from 2013. If you go back 10 years, it's stuff like Knights of the Old Republic and Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, and like Civilization 3 and fucking Game Boy Advance games. It's like, man, that's like, those felt like retro games by the time 2013 was around. And it's like GTA 5 is, if someone called that a retro game, I would fucking die. So yeah. All right, let's move along here. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth release date is set for January 24th. This comes from Darren Bontheus at GameSpot. Sega has confirmed that Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth will officially launch on January 26, 2024 for PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox One. The direct sequel to the 7th mainline game in the series before its renaming made things slightly confusing. Like a Dragon once again stars former Yakuza Ichiban Kasuga as he heads to Hawaii to search for his long-lost mother. Kasuga won't be alone in his mission, as he'll be joined by longtime Like a Dragon protagonist Kazuma Kiryu, whose days might finally be numbered after he reveals that he's been diagnosed with cancer. The limited number.
I'm gonna cry.
I was gonna say
hard.
this seems like this is what the ideal video game, right? Where it's like it's so silly. It's so absurd. They lean into being absurd. Every little clip you see from the game is absurd. And then at the same time, it's incredibly emotional with characters that people are super attached to. And you can't wait to see what happens to them next. It's like, it's a soap opera. And I don't know. I'm always so impressed by this stuff. I really like a Dragon. That's the one I played the most of and enjoyed quite a bit. I'm very glad that they are sticking with that style and with those themes. So you're a big Kiryu fan?
Yeah, you're getting shit for your pronunciation of Kazuma Kiryu, by the way.
Fair
I'm
enough.
sorry to tell you.
What else is new?
Kasuga Ichiban. Oh god, Yakuza 0 playing that in 2020 was like, God, that was my game, man. It took me 3 months. I put so many hours into it. I wept. It's just, they're so good. And the way that they balance the complete ridiculousness with like just the most hard-hitting emotional storytelling beats you've ever heard. I'm gonna be a wreck. I'm gonna actually be a wreck, and I'm so excited. But also, this year alone, we've had Like a Dragon. We had the Gaiden.
Yeah. Yes. Right.
Ishin. We had Ishin,
Ishin, and then the man with his name or whatever, man without a name.
Man without a name. Played a little bit of that at Gamescom, and now we're gonna have this, and it's like,
yeah, fans are feasting.
Yeah, we're feasting, but also, help me, there's too many.
Yes, I mean, yeah, not like the man who erased his name. Thank you. It's not like these are tiny games; they're all very beefy and big, and there's a lot to do. And I'm like, okay, the next one I'm going to check out is going to be Infinite Wealth, because I'm like, that's the mainline one. I will kind of just let these other ones stay on the side, and I'll check back in on Ichiban. That's who I care about. UK regulators are reportedly due to rule on Microsoft and Activision merger next week. A story that like we used to talk about every day. And now here it is. All right, Lexi's going to yell at me for how I say it. What's up, Lexi?
No, I just wanted to bring you back to the actual important stuff, which is the side activities that they detailed in their live stream.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
One of them is Crazy Taxi, but you're basically an Uber Eats delivery guy.
Yeah.
One of them is called Sicko Snap, which is Pokemon Snap, but you're snapping sickos.
Yes. This sounds great.
Sojimon, which is basically Pokemon.
Okay.
They had that one before, right? They had that in...
They've expanded the actual gameplay of this.
Oh, hell yeah.
You now battle other opponents, other Sojimon opponents.
The real most important thing, of course, is
good.
Sega bass fishing is in the game, so that's what I care about.
Fantastic.
Strikeout or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah,
I've
there's some
never
other
heard
games.
of the second one. Yeah, there's another game.
Like a Dragon, the seventh one, I guess, I had a bunch of great side stuff, and I expected them to keep leaning into that. So I'm glad that they're doing that here.
Where is Cabaret Club?
Cabaret Club is in Gaiden.
Is that the one where you run like a cabaret? I guess it's like a management sim.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's the greatest game of all time.
Yeah, that's what I always hear about that, and I get excited about that prospect, and I'm like, how much do I have to play to get into that? Can I just have a game that is just that? But apparently not. All right, let's get back into this one. UK regulator reportedly due to rule on Microsoft and Activision merger next week. Tom Ivan at VGC. UK regulator, the Competitions and Markets Authority, the CMA, is likely to rule on Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard next week. The watchdog is expected to make a preliminary decision on the $69 billion deal, before the end of the month, according to a Verge source said to be familiar with the matter. This will be followed by a final decision which is due to be issued on October 18th. The CMA remains the last major roadblock to the deal closing. It initially blocked the acquisition in April due to concerns about its impact on the nascent cloud gaming market. Microsoft, of course, has found a solution to this, which is sell those rights to Ubisoft, which continues to be a very wild thing. Ubisoft will be streaming all the Activision games worldwide if this deal goes through, I guess. So there's not much more to say here. If the CMA always said, hey, if you're going to have a new sort of solution here, we're going to have to go back and do our studies all over again. So it's going to take several weeks. And here we are. We'll see how this actually shakes out.
I hate that repetition.
Yeah, and this is one that just really got driven into the ground. I'm glad we had a little break, but we'll see what happens next week, I guess.
Yeah.
Square Enix wants to upgrade some existing IPs to AAA status. This is from Tom Ivan at VGC. Square Enix president Takashi Kiryu, I'm going to say it right that time, has said he hopes to boost profitability by revitalizing the company's high-definition game segment. The Japanese publisher divides its digital entertainment business into 3 units: HD games, MMOs, and games for smart devices or browser-based titles. During a Q&A session held at the beginning of August, which now has a transcript online, Kiryu said that the company was currently examining its HD games pipeline. Basically, Lucy, they want to take established Square Enix properties and move them up from what they were before to modern AAA games. Who's a ripe candidate for that? What game series do you think is a ripe candidate? The only thing that really comes to mind for me is something like Front Mission, I guess, or maybe Star Ocean. But for Star Ocean, it's like, how many big AAA RPGs is the Square Enix really going to be able to invest in? They're already struggling to get Final Fantasy to find its place. They're going to do that with Star Ocean as well. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, they've sold off everything else.
They have sold off a lot of stuff. Yes, all their Western stuff.
It's going to have to be the Quiet Man.
It has to be the Quiet Man, right?
The Quiet Jan.
What other choice do they have? Get Jan in there, and that's how you make it AAA with our boy.
But what else do they?
I was talking about this last night, and I was like, all right, Google, list of Square Enix IP. And it's
I'm gonna Google this too.
It's just not obvious looking at this stuff. It's a kind of, the Bouncer. Is that it? Is that what they do? But yeah, Bubble Bobble. There you go. A AAA Bubble Bobble.
A Gex. Oh God, he's back.
Kane
and Lynch, did they sell that one off?
Even if they haven't, do they have a studio? Okay, here's the one that actually makes the most sense.
Sleeping Dogs, but
Sleeping Dogs. That would be Parasite Eve. Parasite Eve is one where that was a big AAA game for its time, and I think there would be a lot of excitement if they brought that back. But I don't know. Yeah, but you're right. They no longer have Deus Ex, Hitman, Legacy of Kain, Thief, or Tomb Raider, which all would have been those are obvious AAA games.
Thief maybe.
Do they have
Thief was not a good game.
Yeah,
like later Thief was
right. They didn't
shocking.
hit like the earlier ones. Tabal, there we go. Bring back Tabal #1. That's what they need to do. There's Valkyrie Profile, Xenogears. I mean, there's stuff that I guess they could make it make sense. It's just not obvious looking at their list of games how that works. So, oh yeah, what's up, kiddo? Oh yeah. Okay, I can help you when I'm done with my show. Okay, I'll be up there in a second. Thanks, friend. It's a little bug. Okay, it's gonna be okay. There's a praying mantis outside our window for the last couple of days, and she's been obsessed with it.
Oh, it looks like a bug.
Oh, it looks like a piter. Okay, I'll get that piter when I'm done with my show. All right. But it's not a piter. Okay, it looks like a piter, but it's not a piter. Okay, I'll help with that one as soon as we're done here, kiddo. Thanks for letting me know. All right. Let's see here.
So
yeah, she's just got me right now. Mama's at an appointment, so she needs help. I'm here, and I'll help her when I'm done. F-099 will get more tracks soon, and new modes may follow. This comes from Chris Scullion at VGC. Nintendo has said F-099 will be getting more tracks in the near future, while data miners have uncovered new modes in the game's code. The massively multiplayer racing game was a surprise release on Switch last week and is available for all Nintendo Switch Online members. At launch, the game has only 7 tracks from the original F-Zero, but Nintendo's Japanese website points out that more tracks will be added soon. Specifically, the first batch of new tracks will arrive in late September and will mainly consist of tracks from the original game's Queen League, while the second batch will arrive in mid-October and will mainly consist of King League tracks. We've been so far been playing Night League tracks for the most part. However, as reported by Nintendo Life, data miner Oatmeal Dome, who's someone who's done this a lot in the past, has also discovered new modes that aren't yet in the game. The first of these is Arcade Mode, which they say adds a timer and places time gates on each track. Speculating, Oatmeal Dome says that this mode may involve continually passing through gates to refill the timer, with the last player alive winning. They also note the presence of a mode called Survival, but point out that there isn't much data to accompany it other than a model of a flat square with a circle in it. And if you're trying to imagine it, it really is just a black square with a circle hollowed out in the middle. No one really understands what that means. Yes. Hey, I love F-099, Lucy. Been playing a lot of it. Super, super into it. It doesn't have a lot of stuff. It is right now 7 tracks. And there's something kind of nice about that because then you get to learn those tracks. And I don't need a ton of new stuff. I think get the rest of these F-Zero tracks from the original Super Nintendo game in there, and I'll be happy. Some of these other modes will probably be interesting, but I think the mode that they have that is the main thing that you go in there and play is actually really well thought out and has the right balance for being a Battle Royale game. So I don't need a ton of extra stuff, but this is nice. This is a nice thing to have. You're probably not someone who's to an F-Zero, but you have a game that you think would make for a fun 99 game or a fun Battle Royale?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts is one I was definitely thinking as well.
Take them all out.
99 Goofies fall on an island. Yeah. Just kill each other.
No, I don't know. Actually, yeah, virtual jam. Oh no, wait. Who said the chat's moving? Seamus is just said WarioWare, which actually would be very fun.
I would adore a WarioWare 99. That would be fantastic. Good. That new one's coming out and it's going to have multiplayer, and I can't wait for us to get together because I know Dan will make us play. It'll be a good time.
Dad's 100% going to wreck some friendships.
Yep. All right, last couple of stories here. Mortal Kombat 1 Switch issues will absolutely be addressed, Ed Boon says. This is from Chris Scullion at VGC. The various issues with the Switch version of Mortal Kombat 1 will be fixed, series co-creator Ed Boon says. The game was released on Tuesday, but in the days before that, players with Premium Edition had early access and were questioning the Switch version's performance. While the Switch version was never expected to go toe-to-toe with the Xbox or PS5 versions, it is still $70. $70 for that game, and looks rough for $70. In an interview with BBC Newsbeat, Boon says issues with the Switch version will be fixed, promising it will absolutely be getting an update. A number of the concerns of the issues that had come up will absolutely be addressed, Boon promised. It would have been ideal for us to have released the version that we absolutely wanted, but anything that we're finding a problem with is on our list and is going to be fixed. The issues with the game are mostly visual, mostly technical. Now, that does affect gameplay in some instances where the frame rate is so bad that it's eating inputs and things like that. those are things I really do hope they're able to fix. But they're not going to be able to make that game look like a Mortal Kombat 1 on anything else. It's still going to have those rough character models, and I'm mostly okay with that. But I also would recommend don't pay $70 for that game on Switch unless you're absolutely desperate for some reason. So I don't know.
But I mean, as well, like if you're looking at no slightly informed gamer is going to buy a game like that on the Nintendo Switch. The Switch's problem, quote unquote, is that it is so mass market. Mortal Kombat is such a recognizable name. Yep. More kids will have a Switch and it'll be like, hey, mama, can I play any Mortal Kombat on my Nintendo? And those are the people who are unfortunately going to be getting...
It's a long legacy of kids getting shit versions for their handheld. I think Mortal Kombat Advance was really bad.
And it's a rite of passage.
Exactly.
They have to go through it.
Back in my day, it snowed both ways going to get Mortal Kombat Advance at the Toys R Us. And you have to deal with it too, kids. Yes. The game has to be $70 though, because Ed Boon wanted every character in Mortal Kombat 1 to be voiced by a celebrity. This is from Alex Hopley at Game Reactor. Celebrity cameos have been a thing for a while in Mortal Kombat. In 2019, we saw Sonya Blade, played by Ronda Rousey. It's just a riveting performance in Mortal Kombat 11, and we also got to see Arnold Schwarzenegger voice the Terminator. Now in Mortal Kombat 1, we're going to see John Cena as Peacemaker, J.K. Simmons as Omni-Man, and we've already got Megan Fox as Natara. However, Ed Boon wanted even more cameos. Speaking with Rolling Stone, he revealed that NetherRealm desperately tried to get John Wick in the game. We tried to get John Wick in Mortal Kombat, and we didn't get it, he said. Boon also wishes to go even further, and one of the pipe dreams he had was having every character played by an actor, a famous actor. Lucy, why are game developers like this? Why are they such star fuckers?
Okay, hang on. How to put this bluntly, but also politely.
No.
Not every screen actor is a good voice actor, and we have seen this time and time again. We have seen this with fucking Ronda Rousey, with Megan Fox. John Cena and J.K. Simmons, they're going to give it all they've got. Wrestler and
they're playing their characters. They're
playing their characters. Yes. J.K. Simmons has done a lot of voiceover work. I mean, hell, Omni-Man as well. They know how different acting for voice acting is versus acting for stage and screen. So, why waste the money? And also, it delegitimizes actual voice and performance actors who are already, they're about to go on strike too. So that is an industry that needs support and money put behind them rather than getting in the fucking... Oh, Patrick in Twitch chat says, don't forget Peter Dinklage in Destiny. A performance so bad they fucking replaced him with a well-known voice actor.
Yep, they fucking scrubbed that from the face of the earth. Yep.
So anyway, it's annoying. And Keanu's great in... I like Keanu in Cyberpunk because he's playing a character. It's all the performance stuff too, but it's he's not necessarily going. Ugh.
Yeah, but for skins, I think I'm mostly okay with it. If you're
skins I'm fine with.
Yeah, but it's Megan Fox playing just doing the voice for this character. That just feels like Ed Boon wanted to meet Megan Fox, and that's dumb. Just meet her, and then maybe talk about doing a skin, and if it doesn't work out, whatever. But don't replace an actual working voice actor with one of these Hollywood celebrities. I don't like it. I think it looks kind of weird.
Unless they have proof of being able to do it well.
Yeah. If it makes a lot of sense. But it's they got Jean-Claude Van Damme as a skin, and he does his voice for that skin, and that's a great solution there. Do that stuff all you want. But I don't he's not alone. Kojima, every time he watches a TV show, he's like, I'm gonna go get that person and collect their soul for my game and put them in every single one of my games from now on. And Randy Pitchford is fucking on the Hollywood set, just trying to talk to Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart's like, please don't look at me.
What was it? The denied high five?
Yeah, yes, exactly. All right. We'll skip this out. We'll hit this one real quick. The very last story here. Switch version of Evil Dead, the game, canceled. This is from Sophie McAvoy at gamesindustry.biz. There will be no Nintendo Switch version of Evil Dead the game, and development of new content for the game on other platforms has ended, Saber Interactive announced. The multiplayer game launched on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC last May as an Epic Games exclusive. Initial sales saw the title debut at number 4 in the US monthly charts. It became available to play on Steam earlier this year, followed by a Game of the Year edition, including all post-launch DLC. You could just do a Game of the Year edition of anything, huh? In a statement shared on in a statement shared on Twitter, the Florida-based developer said servers will be kept up for the foreseeable future, and any major issues that may arise will be addressed. This is going to happen to some of these games. There's a lot of these asymmetrical online multiplayer horror games now. There's more yet to come. So not all of them are going to last forever. Not all of them are going to last very long. I know people enjoyed this Evil Dead one, but this is Saber Interactive under Embracer. If something's not working, they're probably going to start abandoning things pretty quickly. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think you've nailed it there, which is a shame because Evil Dead, the game, was really fun. We played a lot of it last year when it first came out. Had a blast. I honestly haven't even thought about it in a good few months. And so when I saw this news yesterday, I was like, oh, yeah, that game does exist. Damn. But yeah, I mean, it sucks. And yeah, there's just going to be more from this Embracer fallout. So we'll see.
Yep. There was Myth Force had some layoffs as well today, another Embracer studio.
Which one? What did they do?
I can't remember I can't remember what they work on. I'm sorry. But yeah, if you want to check that.
Oh, yes. Yeah. The one inspired by Saturday morning cartoons.
Yes. Yeah, there it is. Yes.
Last year.
Yeah. Myth Force is the name of the game, right?
Beamdog. Yeah, Beamdog.
Oh, Beamdog. Beamdogs. Yeah. They did like the Baldur's Gate enhanced editions and stuff.
Yeah. Man. Neverwinter Nights and Myth Force.
Embracer is a problem. Embracer is just a problem for this industry. Okay. We have a poll. We have a poll from earlier this week. Let me get this up for everybody real quick. It is: will you be upset if Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door is 30 frames per second? Is that right? Did I already answer this one? Let me refresh here. No, that's the one I have, but that's from 4 days ago. I'll just repeat it, even though I think we already answered this one. 31% said yes, 69% said no. We forgot to post the poll for Monday. Okay, well, you know what? We'll fix that. We'll do 2 polls. There's a new poll.
2 polls.
Yeah, we'll do 2 polls. Why not? Do you like when celebrities do voices for characters in video games? Yes, no, but it's fine for things like special skins. So we'll have that up and we'll talk about it on the show tomorrow here on Giant Bomb. Speaking of Giant Bomb, Lucy, what do we have going on and what do you have going on?
Today's gonna be the day where we're going back to Bebop.
The British national anthem. Oh, there it is.
I don't know why. Yeah, we've got Jeff's Adventure going up today. 2 episodes of Bebop. One of my favorite episodes of Bebop, and then an episode that I find annoying. So,
which ones are they?
Oh hell.
Is it the clown one?
No. The one that I love is the Venus waltz one.
Oh well, yeah, yes, that's a fucking classic.
Right, and then the one that I don't like so much is the one where you introduce Jamming with Edward. Thank you, Jerf. Waltz for Venus and Jamming with Edward. So I love Waltz for Venus, and I don't care for Jamming with Edward.
Waltz for Venus is some all-time great television. Jamming with Edward, yeah, that's a silly one for sure. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, what else is happening?
You and I are gonna record the quick look,
and that'll be up around the time it comes out. Yeah. That's just kind of how it has to be.
I have I have to figure out because like I said, I moved my big beefy PC over there. So I'll just move all my mics and shit. We'll do it.
Okay. Just let me know.
And then we've got what? UPF.
There will be a Blight Club today at 2:30 p.m. We're probably going to finish Sonic 06, everybody. So definitely tune in for that. Your last chance to see Dan dressed up as Sonic live.
I feel like it's not my last
it's probably
chance.
Not the last chance. My last chance for now for Blight Club.
I imagine he's going to put it in his wardrobe like at the end of Indiana Jones.
Yep, you're just gonna the camera will be panning over to him in his underwear eating soup out of a can, and it'll be in there in the closet for sure. For UPF, we want to do party animals. We'll see how that's gonna work because I'm gonna see if we can get code or whatever. So I know it's on Game Pass, but it's PC Game Pass and it's console Game Pass in the cloud, not PC Game Pass. But that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. It'll be a good time. All right, everybody. I think that we got through that show, and that was good stuff. Lucy, thank you so much for talking with me about video games. I really appreciate it. Everybody.
You're welcome. I always have fun.
Me too. Everybody, thank you for watching. You're the best audience in gaming. Be back with another episode tomorrow. Until then, have a good one. Take care of yourself, and goodbye.
Lucy wave.